Alright guys, welcome back. So I went to locals yesterday and I almost didn't go because I was running late, but luckily I managed to make it and enter. And I wanted to redeem myself so bad because last week's performance we got Jet back. It was the first locals back with Jet, so I was super hyped. But I was just excited. I just was overthinking things. I was sequencing incorrectly sometimes, and it cost me. So this weekend I was like, yes, I have to do go. So I was like, at my desk, just theory crafting, just running through some scenarios and what ifs and whatnot. And I ended up coming up with this list, and it seemed to work quite well, except for Top Cut. So I went 5-0 in Swiss. Top Cut got knocked out by Brandon versus this despia deck, and I was like, oh my god, no! But still, nonetheless, it was super fun, super fun. And then one of the best things. Okay, so in one of the rounds, I can't remember what round it was. I was playing against Kane, and he, I can't remember. He ended up just placing this on my field, and I was like, "Oh my god, you have one of these!" Because I've been looking for this, like, because you can only get them in OCG. So I was like, "Oh my god, dude, this is so cool." So I was like, really impressed by this token. So then later, I think towards the end, Yoshi comes up to me and is like, "Oh, did you really like this?" Like, "Yeah, dude." And he's like, "Oh, you can have it." I was like, "What?" And he just gave it to me. I was like, "Oh my god, this is so cool!" So it was like the best consolation prize, man. This is it was like so cool. Thank you, Yoshi. But anyways, let's get straight into the deck, cause yeah. Okay, so triple Stardust Synchron. This is not gonna change anytime soon. I feel like there's like quite a few new subscribers at the moment. So like for those of you that are aware or unaware, some of you have mentioned like cutting this to 2, but it's more so because the ruler play is so important that you want to be able to have the higher chance of milling this, and opening up this and then having to mill the doppel or the counterparts or the other key pieces to the combo is it's gonna happen more consistently, right? Because if you minimize this and you play other cards, the plays you're intending to do will not be there, you know. So that's why it's at 3. And the one of the biggest reasons as well is because a lot of the times when you're sequencing off and you're in these very peculiar scenarios where you're gonna always catch yourself with this deck, because the people interact with you at very odd times, very weird times, because they don't know how the deck functions. You know, they don't know how to interact with it. So it makes your turns really really awkward at times. So using the Excel's level module is quite important. Whether you want to make it at level 9, whether you want to make it at level 1, whether you want to make it at level 2 or level 8, it comes up so much that you want to be able to do that and have that as an option. So it's just really good. And then of course you have, oh my, this is one of the best cards for sure. It's so many times I go back and forth on wanting to cut it, but you just can't. You have to play it. It's so important for the deck because it sets up and it provides exactly what you needed, which is it gets you a level 3 tuner if you want to have like Excel lines and not lose those straight up imperm on the Chaos Ruler if that's your only play. It gets the level 2s or lower to the graveyard. It sets up the Stardust Synchron in the graveyard, which is nice because that means if they start ruler, then you still have a doppel play and go speeder that way, which is really nice. It's just super cool. And then of course you have the best level 2s of the deck, Doppel Warrior and Triple Junk Converter. Doppel Warrior is just insane. It just generates so much advantage, and this is what allows you to chain block the Ash. They can't interact with the speeder, so they're forced to have either Nibiru or they have to have Imperm or Veiler. They can't have Ash or anything else. They can't gamma you because they can gamma this, I guess, but like the speeder is the main guy you want to resolve, which is insane. And like there's like some cool little neat things you can do with this is like set this up, right? Because like most of the time most people preemptively stop the junk, which is why I'll show you the card that's so integral to the deck. You can go like this, right? And most people think, oh, I'll just ash this because it's like, okay, yeah, you know, and they end up ashing it. Like, oh, it's fine. I have tuning or overtake, and you just pop off after, which is insane. But because they're gonna want to stop the junk from bringing and reviving these guys, so this is the role that is meant for that particular situation. Because if they stop junk preemptively, right? Because they're not gonna want you to revive these guys. So then, okay, that's fine. Then you special this, and you go speeder that way, and that forces them to have 2 hand traps, which is the main thing. As I kept mentioning in the previous video, like it forces your opponent to have 2 hand traps at least. At least, if they don't have 2 hand traps at least, then you're gonna resolve your combos, and not more often than not the way you intended, but more so just find a way to freestyle to the speeder, which is what makes this deck so fun. It just makes it so super cool. So these are essentially the same thing for their counterparts. So like, this is for junk, and this is for Stardust Synchron. You go summon, add illumination, special this, go speeder. Okay, they stop speeder, illuminations and trail, tribute the speeder. Trigger trail, special summon both, trigger doppel and illumination effect, reduce to make your Stardust Synchron level 4, and do the Excel climb, and then get to your shaman play that way, which is insane. And going second, going specialing this, special summoning the Yugioh is insane as well. And then top decking this off of the TG draws is quite important, because it gives you the level 1 you're missing to make either a shaman or a meta marcher or a cupid pitch. You know, like, it's just really nice. Or sometimes you don't even use overtake, and you use overtake at the end, and then you use special and then make a herald, which is pretty cool. Card's amazing. The post Nibiru play is insane, dude. Post Nibiru. If you haven't seen the combo yet, go ahead and put the link in the description on the like a little card thing up here, so you can check it out. The Yugioh, insane. Triggers doppel. It's amazing. If you open up this and Walker, it's even more amazing, because you can discard this. Special, the Yugioh effect, target your Walker, make it a level 2. So that means you go Chaos Ruler, that's fine. Make a Baron, and then pop off, because they have to have 3 hand traps then, right? Because one stopped the Chaos Ruler, second one is gonna try to stop the junk or speeder, but you negate, so they have to have a third one, you know, which is really nice. And Trail, Fire Ant, I hate this card. Junk Synchron, I want to redeem myself so bad. Glad this little guy's back. So good. And then the hand traps. Last week I didn't play hand traps, but like for this particular event, I wanted to try this out, and it worked quite well. Double Nib, double Ash, double Crow, double Droll, double Veiler, double Forbidden Droplets. This is like what you want to have, because like if you look at it, there's a lot of 2-card combos. So the theory just was stops, like open up hand traps and at least have a consistent way to get the speeder, you know, because that means they have to have hand traps, and if they don't, okay, fair enough. But like if they do, then you simplify the game state enough, you know, to allow yourself to like have one more draw if they do stop your speeder or something. But yeah, the reason why it's at 2, not 3 or 1, is because you draw so much off Librarian that you do not want to be drawing triple Nib, triple Ash, triple. You don't want. You want versatility. You want a variety of hand traps or interactions to draw into, and you can't play them at 1, because then you just won't see them at all. You know, so 2 just seemed perfect. It just for those 2 factors. I wasn't playing tuning last week, I think, pretty sure, but the reason why I play it now is because, like I mentioned before, you want to be able to have like, because like as it is, Walker discarding a card is quite it's quite depleting. So yeah, it makes it a bit rough. So you want to be able to have like cards to fulfill the cost of droplets, because like if you don't have this, then you're kind of forced to discard anything from hand that you don't really want to be discarding. Like sometimes you discard a Kaligo, you don't want to discard. You want to discard a Converter, you want to discard. I mean, sometimes you do want to discard them, but like most of the time you don't really want to. So, which is why tuning is so important. These are so important, because you go activate, no response. Okay, activate, send this. You get a search and you get to negate. So this is essentially free, or you can just negate 2 by this basically being a burn card, and you don't really care. Like you're searching anyway. Send it and 1 card in hand, negate 2 cards, and that is like with card economy, that's quite important, and that's one of the main reasons why I ended up putting the tunings back in. And because of consistency, because you're playing a 50 card deck, so all those justifications should be enough. I cut the Midbreaker, cut the Called By, the 1-for-1, the Shrine, because like I mentioned before, I wanted to have a consistent way. Like I wanted to interact, and then have access to like 2-card speeders. That's basically what the theory behind this. Have like two cards. This works. I mean, a bit luck based, but most often than not, you're gonna hit something off of the ruler. This and Kaligo, this and Jester, this in Caligo, this in Converter, this in Doppel. You might get lucky with a 1 card milled a 2, and you know that's quite important, quite funny. And yeah, that's basically the whole theory, the whole logic behind that. And it works fine. Like it was so cool. Like just going insane. And then of course you have your side deck. You have triple gamma. This goes in whenever you go second against almost anything, and it's good paired up with, because like what happens most of the time is like you'll go second, and Droll and Gamma are just so insane together because you restrict them from searching and trying to like mold their hand, and this just stops that last thing that might be able to generate any type of resources for them, which is insane. And like these two together is insane. Against Despia, you go twin, like hit the backer, they're gonna chain red, and they're gonna trigger effects, and that's when you gamma, and you have 2 free bodies to do whatever the heck you want with. You know, it's insane. Like it's just crazy. Like they really like that. Like same thing with this. You know, like this feather duster. Oh, it's getting kind of dark. And then reboot, because the barriers everywhere, so you want to be able to be prepared. And then of course same thing with this evenly as well. It's just insane. Like the fact that you can go evenly, and you don't really care that then you get the evenly. You just gonna go gamma, gamma, right? It's just insane. Like it's just crazy. And then like, yeah, like it just okay. I baited 1 Omni, which is essentially what it's meant to be doing. Unless they don't have an Omni, then you just plus anyways. But it's just meant to be a 1-for-1. Plus, you have the Gamma to be able to synchro with and have like a Chaos Flow play, which is insane. And then of course Antispell going second, because like Dark Ruler, you want to force the Super Poly early while you have the Herald, you know, because then everything gets banished, which is really nice. And they can't summon any monsters and try to droplet you after, you know, which is one of the biggest issues with this deck. Is they have droplets and Super Poly. They just normal summon a Luber or Albaz, and then just, you know, it's just quite annoying. And then just tilts off the rest of the spells like Patchwork and stuff, which is pretty crazy. And then of course you have the extra deck. I was not playing a Baron. I couldn't get one for the event, but dude, it was insane. Hot Red Dragon Archfiend, Chaos Ruler, Crystal Wing, Cypher Lord Omega, Yaz. Oh, Yaz is amazing. This is the Baron. If you don't have Baron, you can play this. It just, I guess it fulfills the same thing, but like the only thing I did miss was making a Baron and being able to pop something and then negate. Like that was, there's a few games where I almost lost because I didn't have that, but nonetheless, it was still fine. Charge Warrior. Yeah, it's just insane. Hyper Librarian, Junk Warrior, Junk Speeder MVP, XL Synchron, Herald, and of course like your little climbers. This is how you have a bit of versatility to climb into this. Like you just generate so many draws off of Librarian, which is insane. And then of course you have tokens. If you want any tokens made, the link is in the description. You can make literally any token you want, any token, and different rarities as well, like Prismatic, Secret, Ultra. You know, it's pretty cool. Use my promo code to get 10% off. But that's basically it. It was a cool day. It was exciting. It was pretty funny. Like, oh my god, resolving those things was pretty cool. But that's gonna be it. Hopefully, I gotta do another combo video with what do you do with converter junk or converter double? Like this, it just changed. I'll do a video soon. Well, that's it. Hopefully, you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe if you haven't, and thanks for watching.